don't miss out on new videos. Click the bell. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for more.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to German. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny. In this series, you learn everything you need to know to get started learning German.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons you should start learning a new language, why you should learn German in particular, and how to get started. There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world and be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going, simply because that wasn't a possibility for you. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you to grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn German in particular?
Have you heard of Adidas, BMW, or Audi? Well, they all come from Germany.
Knowing German opens many career opportunities. Germany leads scientific research in many fields. In fact, many scientific studies are originally published in German. Some of civilization's most significant inventions, like the bicycle or the printing press, were developed in Germany.
And what about the fact that Germany has the 4th largest economy in the world?
Germany has the largest economy in the European Union. Germany is renowned for its high-quality craftsmanship and engineering. German car makers take up a large percentage of the global automobile market. Volkswagen, Daimler, and BMW alone make up 1/5 of the entire automobile industry worldwide. Knowing the German language can open up business opportunities for you. Understanding their customs and work ethic can go a very long way in the world of business. Oftentimes, it could even make or break an important business deal. So knowing German will put you ahead of the pack.
Germany is also one of the top-ranked tourism destinations in the world. Germany is known for its festive culture, most notably for hosting Oktoberfest, which is a yearly beer festival of epic proportions. It hosts roughly 6 million visitors every year.
Oktoberfest takes place in Bavaria in southern Germany, where many of Germany's pristine castles are located.
In fact, castles like Schloss Neuschwanstein was actually the original model for the iconic Disney castle today. Another spot I really like is the Zugspitze, Germany's highest mountain. Being at the top gives you a great view of the Alps and the German countryside.
In northern Germany, Berlin is of particular interest as this city has a mixture of cultures and ethnic groups as well as historical sites, museums, and street art.
If you love traveling and exploring, learning German is a must, because it allows you to discover much more of Germany than just common tourist spots.
Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a new language and why you should start learning German, but how can you get started, Jenny? The good news is that you already know some German.
Kindergarten, Dachshund, Gesundheit.
Not only does German use the same Roman script as English, but there are many loanwords that have made their way into English. According to researchers, roughly 26% of modern English is derived from Germanic roots.
The reverse is also true. Many English words are now used in German too. In fact, 10% of all the words in German are borrowed from English. Outlet, Club, Computer.
This means that you already know about 10% of German vocabulary.
Let's teach you something that you might not know but is very useful. Dankeschön. It means thank you very much in German.
That's a useful phrase, but can you please explain a little more about it?
Sure, the first part, danke, can stand alone. It means thanks. The second part, schön, means pretty. It makes danke more polite. So the phrase Dankeschön essentially means thank you very much.
These two dots here will be unfamiliar to English speakers, but don't worry, we'll talk a little bit about them in the next lesson. For now, just listen and repeat after Jenny.
Dankeschön.
Now you try.
Dankeschön.
Your turn again.
Dankeschön.
One last time.
Dankeschön.
Well done! Now you know how to say thank you very much in German. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned? In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as opening up career and business opportunities. Germany has a rich culture with many things to see and learn, and to say thank you very much in German, it's
Dankeschön.
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to German. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of German pronunciation. German uses the exact same letters as English. It also uses one extra character and has unique markers which look like two dots appearing over some vowels.
But let's try not to focus and rely on the German letters too much. Let's focus on the sounds. There are a total of 28 consonant sounds and 17 vowel sounds in German. The good news is that most of these sounds are identical to English. A, E, I, O, U.
As you heard, these vowels don't sound that different from English.
One thing to note though is that German vowels are pronounced much more clearly than English. We also have more vowel sounds than English. So that's why it's very important that we pronounce them clearly. Unlike English, we try to maintain a constant pitch from start to finish without tapering off. A, E, I, O, U.
Some vowel sounds will be unfamiliar to you.
Some vowels such as A, O, and U can have two dots over them. We call these dots Umlaute. They indicate a change in the original pronunciation of the vowel. Compare the following pairs of vowels. A, Ä, O, Ö, U, Ü. The vowels with the two dots over them are essentially a combination between the vowel and the E sound. Sometimes they're represented as AE, OE, or UE.
Now let's take a look at German consonants. Like vowels, German consonants are predominantly similar to English.
B, D,
Other consonant sounds, however, may be a little more challenging.
Rost, Rübe, Schmarrn. These are the sounds that you need to focus on perfecting.
Okay, let's move on. Some consonants in German aren't actually pronounced as they look to an English speaker. Let's take a look at some of these letters.
The German V isn't pronounced like an English V, but as an F sound. So both V and F in German are pronounced as an F sound. Vogel, Fett.
The German W, on the other hand, is pronounced like a V sound.
Wasser, Wagen. German is also notorious for its Ich and Ach sounds.
The German CH isn't pronounced like the CH in church.
Ich, Licht, Recht.
It could also be pronounced another way.
Wach, Dach, noch.
The former is pronounced closer to the front of the mouth, while the latter is pronounced at the back of the mouth. Next is the SCH. This one is actually pronounced like the sh in sheet.
Schmal, schnell, Schlaf.
Now that you have gained a better understanding of German sounds, let's take a closer look at some common mistakes and how to fix them. We mentioned before that English speakers do not maintain the pitch of the vowel throughout. This often occurs because English speakers tend to glide on the vowel, needlessly adding a Y sound as they prolong the vowel.
When pronouncing German vowels, try to maintain the same pitch throughout the vowel. Bad, Nebel, Igel, Ohr, U-Boot. Bär, blöd, über.
Another challenging sound is the German guttural R sound.
Rund, Rast.
You want to produce the sound at the back of your throat, as if you're gargling water. Try it.
R, R.
Well done! In this lesson, you were introduced to German pronunciation. You learned that English and German share a lot of similar consonant and vowel sounds. You also learned that German vowels are pronounced evenly throughout. And in this lesson, you were introduced to some unfamiliar German sounds and the common mistakes that learners make. Hi! Welcome to Introduction to German. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of German grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I ate an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. So we're just left with I ate apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I ate apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb ate, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now let's compare that same sentence, I ate an apple, in German. Ich esse einen Apfel. Like before, let's remove the article to keep it simple, so we're just left with the words. If we break down the German sentence, we get the subject ich, meaning I. Then comes the verb esse, meaning eat. And finally we have the object Apfel, meaning apple. Ich esse Apfel. The basic word order for German then is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short.
As you can see, English and German both have the same word order. This essentially means that you can create basic German sentences by exchanging English words for German words.
This isn't perfect, but it's a good place to get you started. Understanding basic word order will allow you to string together the few German words you've learned to create basic sentences and to start communicating in German.
In the previous section, you learned that English and German both use the same SVO word order. Let's study this aspect in a little more detail. First, let's take a look at an example in English. She sees the boy every day. We can clearly see the SVO word structure used in English, even with the adverb attached at the very end there. But what if we were to try and change the word order of this sentence? Let's swap the object and the subject around. Now we get, the boy sees she every day. As you can see, rearranging the word order of an English sentence actually changes the meaning of the sentence itself.
The word order of German, on the other hand, is much more flexible than English. While German does follow an SVO word order like English, it's much less rigid, allowing us to move elements of the sentence around. Sie sieht den Jungen jeden Tag. Den Jungen sieht sie jeden Tag.
As you can see, swapping the object and the subject around in German doesn't change the core meaning of the sentence itself.
Jeden Tag sieht sie den Jungen. In fact, all parts of the sentence can be rearranged, except the verb. As long as the verb is the second element in the sentence, you can generally rearrange the sentence however you wish.
We've talked about basic sentences in English and German, but what if you wanted to give more detail to a sentence? Consider the following English sentence. I like apples because they taste good. Notice how there are two parts to this sentence. I like apples and because they taste good. We call the first part of this sentence the main clause and the second part of this sentence the dependent clause because it depends on the first part to make sense. If we break down the two parts, we can see that English sticks to the SVO word order once again.
Now, let's compare the same sentence in German. Ich mag Äpfel, weil sie gut schmecken. The main clause has the verb as the second element, so this is fine. The dependent clause, however, has the verb as the final element in the sentence. not as the second element.
So in fact, German sentences will always have the verb as the second element, but if there's a dependent clause, the verb in that clause will always be moved to the final position.
Ich mag Äpfel, weil sie gut schmecken. Negating basic sentences in German is easy compared to English. Simply add nicht, which means not, at the end of a German sentence. Ich schlafe. Ich schlafe nicht.
If you want to show that you have zero some of something,
You would add kein, which can be translated to no, depending on the sentence. Ich habe kein Geld. Ich habe keine Energie.
this is a simplified way to negate basic sentences in German.
Formulating questions in German is also easy. Simply swap the verb and the subject to make a sentence into a question. Sie ist hier. Ist sie hier? Sie ist Äpfel. Ist sie Äpfel?
Just a quick swap makes this a question. Well done! We've covered a lot of things in this lesson, so let's recap on what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that the same word order as English can be used in German. German word order can be rearranged any which way, so long as the verb is the second element in the sentence. If there are dependent clauses, then the verb in that clause will appear at the end of the sentence. Simply add the word for not at the end of a sentence to make it negative. And to formulate a question, simply swap the subject and verb around. Hi! Welcome to Introduction to German. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of German writing. German uses the exact same alphabet as English from A to Z. However, it also uses a special character.
This character is called sharp S or scharfes S in German. It isn't considered a distinct letter in German though. Spaß, Maß. Similarly, some additional markers represented by 2 dots can appear over 3 vowels. We call these Umlaute. Ä, Ö, Ü. The Umlaute are used to signal a vowel combination. They are essentially a combination between the vowel plus the vowel I. Ä, Äpfel. Ö, Öl. Ü, über.
They can also be represented as AE, OE, and UE. These are common alternatives that are understood by every German speaker.
Sometimes German spelling can be a challenge for English learners. There are a few words that are pronounced the same as English, but are however spelled differently. Let's take a look at some of the most common spelling issues.
German uses the same sh sound as in the English ship. However, it isn't spelled SH, but SCH in German.
Schuh, Schiff.
So whenever you see SCH in German, know that it's pronounced sh. Words beginning with ST or SP are pronounced with the sh sound too. But this only applies to words beginning with ST and SP in German.
Stein, Sport.
Remember, this only applies to words beginning with ST and SP. The letters V, F, and PH are all pronounced as an F sound in German.
Laufen, vergessen, Philosophie.
Even though they're spelled differently, they're all pronounced with the same f sound. Capitalization in German is similar to that of English, but a lot more.
We capitalize at the beginning of each sentence, days of the week, months of the year, names, countries. Almost everything that is capitalized in English is also capitalized in German. One big difference, however, is that German capitalizes all nouns.
Compare the following sentences.
Der Hund und die Katze gingen aus dem Haus heraus, den Weg hinunter bis zur Garage.
The dog and cat went out of the house, down the path to the garage. Dog, cat, house, path, and garage aren't capitalized in English.
But the equivalent words Hund, Katze, Haus, Weg, and Garage are capitalized in German because they're all nouns, and all nouns in German are capitalized.
German also capitalizes verbs that are used as nouns. Compare the following.
Das Zuhören, das Sprechen, das Lesen und das Schreiben sind alle entscheidend beim Lernen.
Listening, speaking, reading, and writing are all important when learning.
Notice how the equivalent words zuhören, sprechen, lesen, schreiben, and lernen are all capitalized. So remember, all nouns in German are capitalized.
There is but one exception to the rule. The word for I isn't capitalized in German.
Schenkt mir Rosen, weil ich sie gerne mag.
He gave me roses because I like them.
Notice how ich isn't capitalized.
All nouns except I are capitalized in German. A special quirk of German is the length of words. German words are, on average, longer than English words due to their tendency of forming compound words. English usually limits compounding to 2 words, such as snowman or baseball.
There's no such limit in German, however. Take the word for speed limit, for example. Höchstgeschwindigkeitsbegrenzung.
If we break it down, we'd get
Höchst meaning highest, Geschwindigkeits meaning speed, and Begrenzung meaning limit. And just for fun, the longest officially approved word in German is Donau-Dampf-Schifffahrts-Elektrizitäten-Hauptbetriebswerk-Bauunternehmer-Beamtengesellschaft.
That's a mouthful. Okay, let's recap what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that German uses the exact same alphabet as English. There are 4 additional characters in use, although they aren't recognized as distinct letters. You also learned that there are some tricky consonant and consonant clusters you need to look out for. You then learned that all nouns except for I are capitalized in German. And finally, there is no limit to how many words you can compound in German. Hi, welcome to Introduction to German. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful German words and phrases for absolute beginners. Are you ready? Let's get started. The best phrase to learn when studying a new language is one that expresses gratitude and appreciation. If you had to learn only a single phrase, this would be it.
We taught you this phrase in the first lesson of this series. Do you remember what it was? Dankeschön. It means thank you very much.
Keep repeating after Jenny until you get it.
Dankeschön.
Your turn.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Do you remember this character? We talked about it in our pronunciation episode.
Listen to how I pronounce this vowel. Ö. Ö.
It sounds a little bit like the I in girl.
Ö. Dankeschön.
One last time.
Dankeschön.
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or to excuse yourself.
Entschuldigung. It means excuse me or I'm sorry. Entschuldigung.
You can say this to grab a person's attention and ask for directions, or to excuse yourself when you bump into a stranger.
Entschuldigung.
Your turn.
Entschuldigung. Entschuldigung.
One last time.
Entschuldigung.
Now you can say thank you and excuse me or I'm sorry in German. Let's move on. Asking where something is an incredibly important and useful phrase to learn.
You're going to need this when asking where the bathroom or train station is.
To ask where something is, simply say,
Wo ist?
and then add the place or location. For example, if you want to ask, where is the bathroom in German, you can say,
Wo ist?
and then add the word for bathroom.
Die Toilette.
Altogether, it's,
Wo ist die Toilette?
where is the bathroom?
Wo ist die Toilette?
Now you try.
Wo ist die Toilette?
One last time.
Wo ist die Toilette?
The train station is,
Der Bahnhof.
start with where is,
Wo ist?
and then add train station.
Der Bahnhof.
Altogether, it's,
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
try saying it yourself.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
One last time.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
Try asking where the hotel is. If the hotel in German is,
Das Hotel.
what would "where is the hotel" be in German? The answer is,
Wo ist das Hotel?
you ask where anything is simply by saying,
Wo ist?
and then adding the place or location.
Wo ist die Toilette? Wo ist der Bahnhof? Wo ist das Hotel? The words die, der, and das roughly translate to the in English. Their usage changes based on the type of noun you're using.
Each noun in German is classified in 3 different ways, as masculine, feminine, or neuter. These classifications are specified in nearly all German dictionaries.
Toilette is inherently a feminine noun in German. For female nouns, we use die. Bahnhof is a masculine noun. We use der for masculine nouns. And hotel is considered a neuter noun. We use das for neuter nouns.
In this final episode, you learned how to say "thank you very much," "excuse me," "I'm sorry," and to ask where something is in German. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of German pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Jenny and listen to some of her tips on how to learn German from a native German perspective.
The best way to begin learning German is to start with simple words and build up your vocabulary. From there, you can start learning simple phrases and creating basic sentences. Don't concern yourself too much with articles and complex grammar when first starting out. Focus on stringing together words. Your goal is to communicate, and you don't have to be grammatically correct to do that. Learning basic word order and using the vocabulary that you know can get you a very long way. Remember, you can move any words around in German, as long as the verb is the second element in the sentence. Focus on this aspect, and you'll be able to speak German in no time. Lastly, learning German, like any language, requires you to immerse yourself in the language. Exposure to the language is key. One simple thing you can do to immerse yourself is to watch contemporary German videos, like our videos here at GermanPod101.com. This will ensure that you're learning real, applicable German in the fastest way possible.
You've reached the end of this course, Introduction to German, but it's only the beginning of your journey to German fluency. Where do you go from here? Start familiarizing yourself with the sounds of German by checking out our Ultimate German Pronunciation Guide, or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning German, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!
Bye!